Awesome. Hello, everybody. I am so excited for our training today because I'm going to tell you something. Nobody out there is talking about this, okay? Like nobody is talking about this. So first of all, hey, everyone. I'm Lisa Crisali. I am the president of the International Association of Health and Nutrition Business Owners. I am super excited to have such a very special guest today. Not only is this guy like brilliant at this industry, at his industry, he has opened our eyes and he's going to open up your eyes today. I'm telling you, he's going to open up your eyes today. But he also happens to be one of our premier platinum sponsors for the association. And we're incredibly excited to be able to share this information with you today. So first of all, I want to introduce Mark Brown. Mark.
Hello,
Hey.
hello. Hi, everybody. What's up, Lisa?
Awesome. Doing good, doing good. I'm so happy to have you. And like we were just talking ahead of time and like you're literally telling me things and I'm like, okay, this is really, really important information for business owners.
Right.
It is. Like you work with all kinds of businesses, small, medium, large. And just curiously, before we even dive into this, just curiously, what do you think is the percentage of the business owners that you talk with that even have an inkling of what we're going to be talking about today?
Wow, that's great. Let's lead in with my right off the bat with an insult to everybody listening. So most of I'm just kidding. No, most of the people, it's kind of like what we talked about first. It seems to send this appeal of boring, and it also has this way to fly under the radar until it's a big problem, until funds don't hit your account, until for some reason you're paying upwards of 4 and 5%, or until one day you realize that your equipment's so outdated that it's causing half your cars to downgrade. So usually it could just fly low, which is why you may never hear from your rep, or you may never see your statements, is because once it's set in place, if it's set right and you're supported by a good company, should be business as usual. But we're going to share about ways, Lisa and we talked about what's exciting about it is how you can quickly get this automated process to point in the right trajectory so that you are always winning, so that they're not taking your money. They're not giving you some statement written in subform Greek. And you know how it goes. Sorry.
Well, let me back up just a second then, because again, and everyone should know this. You guys are here. Let's just hit this on the nail on the head right now.
Right.
We are talking about the hidden fees in credit card processing. Okay. The hidden fees in credit card processing. That's what we're here. We're going to talk about. And again, the reason I wanted to bring Mark on is, Lucho and I have been in business for 15 years. And I'm going to tell you, we've been through I can't even tell you how many credit card processors, right? And understanding what these credit card fees are and what they are. And we understand, you guys, these are hidden things, hidden money, okay? Hidden money in your business. And Mark is going to help open up your eyes today to help find those dollars, to help find those dollars and really know what your credit card processing statement really means. Okay, are we good?
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's dive in.
Let's rock and roll. We're talking business, we're talking money, and we're talking credit card processing. Okay, so we're going to make this fun.
I love all those things.
If anyone could do it, Mark can.
If you added at talking about myself, this would be done. I'd be the happiest guy on webinars.
All right, no, we're good. So let's start off with what are some of these credit card fees that most business owners aren't even, that some of them we're aware of, but what are these credit card fees that we have every month on our statements?
That is one of the most disappointing and exciting parts of my business about serving business owners like you and other businesses like your listeners and everything, is when you walk in and they're open, or you connect and they're open to reviewing with a professional, and what exactly their situation is right now and how much it could be better. And when that door is closed, that there's things that they're missing. When you get the I'm good and you get that closed approach, we don't have time. No business owner has the time to review everything every day. right? So you set systems in place. So you set great processes and get great support so that you're always in the right direction. But
And
with
we've done that with our Orange Sock Pay, by the way. Just saying. Okay.
these statements, one of the greatest questions that I get when we start moving forward in conversation and opportunity of service is that, what does this even mean? Like, what does all this mean? Like, I don't know what you guys can see, but like, I mean, what does that even mean? Like, all different things, and how do I translate it? So what's great for me is when I get to help businesses like yours and other businesses just in the same industry as yours, but help them understand what this means. And so knowledge is power. And the more you know about the processing world, keeping it simple all the time, the more powerful you will be. And the way you can quickly assess right off the bat, quarterly, annually, monthly, very quickly assess if you've gotten off track. And for some reason, you're now not paying what you think is the right deal for what your setup is or whatever that might be.
Awesome. So we've had kind of a few discussions on this. And Lucho and I learned many years ago about these hidden fees. Okay. So they're hidden. They are hidden because for the layperson, we don't know what to look for, right? We don't know what to look for. And more importantly, where to actually find them, right? Find what they are. And so if you could start to share a little bit about that. But I want to do one more quick thing. I actually did the full introduction, by the way. Okay. I just want to let everybody know that Mark Brown, his company is called Orange Sock Pay. Okay, Orange Sock, just like it sounds, Orange Sock Pay. And we've had the pleasure of connecting up with him and really learning about how he's a conscious business owner, meaning he's very, very connected to the people that he works with, and you're going to learn that right now. So I apologize, I'm backing up a little bit, but I want you to know why we have Mark here today talking about this and who Orange Sock Pay is and the work that they do to help educate their customers and consumers in general so that we can all make educated decisions about our business. So I just wanted to put that out there. And now let's talk about like the where. Where is this stuff?
Yeah. So the number one place you're going to see the breakdown of everything is going to be on your statement. And so that there's a couple points that you should always look for on your statement. And real quick, when I go to discuss what people are paying, I would say half of the time people don't even know where to locate their statements. A lot of statements are coming digitally these days to avoid paper printing. Most processors even have a charge if they print you a statement and mail it to you. Electronic delivery is becoming very secure. So it's happening with more and more processors as a standard. So the first thing I would say is if you're not actually setting your eyes on them, my first tip to you is get them and review them. And if you don't know how to read them, I have an exclusive offer for everybody listening to this podcast. I will clear 10 minutes of my time for you and review your statements for you at no charge, a free consultation, just to say, hey, look, this is what that means. This is what that doesn't mean. This is what you can change. And this is a no obligation consultation. This is strictly because you're listening that this offer has been extended to you. But quite honestly, I've spent years to understand all the statements, and there's still some that I get that I need to reach out to my team to get additional understanding on, because it is a very complex system that it has to translate into your charges.
Yeah. And
so using a professional and an expert that you respect and feel good about, whether it's me or anybody in your industry, if it's your provider that you trust already, just having that conversation. But the first thing I would say is to get your statements. Okay. So if you're not getting them mailed to you, pick up the phone and find out why. And more than likely, they'll have some portal that you need to log into and register and whatnot. Okay. And if you need some help with that, just comment in the below as we start posting this, and I'll be tied into it, and I can help point you in the right direction. I'd love to hear some feedback on that.
Cool. Perfect. So step number one, make sure you get your statements. Beautiful.
And review them on a regular basis. And here's an insider's secret, is that some fees that may come from Visa through your processor, whoever's name is on the statement. And so right here, since I don't insult Wells Fargo Bank because I think they're great, we've changed it to Swells Margo Shank. So if you look at this example statement here and you flip all the way to the back, this is normally on the last page where you will see only twice a year, sometimes once a year, a rate increase. Rate increases occur when Visa, MasterCard, and Discover, who are referred to as the card brands, change their pricing based on whatever card you're accepting at your business. And so when that buy rate changes for your processor, like Smells Margo Schmank, then then they have the right to increase that charge to you. Think of it just like if food rates increase, then they can change the price of the plate.
So how do you know when or if your rate is changing? Like, how do you know?
That's a great question. Yeah, so you're going to want to look at your statement every month. You're going to want to and if you don't have time to run 20 minutes into it, an hour into it, I can tell you where you're going to find it is right after the first page. And usually if they look like this, but the honest thing is, honestly, it's very difficult to find them because everybody's processor is different. So look for the paragraphs that have written words on it that will obligate you to new fees if they change.
So are they obligated to notify you or do they just do it?
That is their notification.
That's it.
That is their notification.
Guys.
Yes, they are obligated.
Wow.
To print it on a statement that you may or may not be receiving.
Right.
And that changes per ISO relationship, but the basic standard for you to make sure that you're never left a victim to new rates and someone shifting their pricing. Like say gas prices went up 5 cents a gallon, but they decided to raise your price $1 a gallon.
Yeah.
And that's some of the things that they're allowed to do as your processor based on their agreement. So you need to make sure you see your statements 12 months a year.
Well, not only receive them, you got to make sure you look at them.
That's right.
You got to make sure you look at them. And then if you don't know how to read them, again, you guys, Mark just made an incredible offer to you, and we'll make sure we post it in the comments below on how to reach out to Mark. Again,
we'll put it in a booking link so they can
put
just
it in the
look
link.
right there. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. We'll put that in the comments section below. And you guys, I'm going to encourage you to take advantage of it because this was very eye-opening for Lucho and I going through this process, talking with Mark. You know, we've been around the block a few times on this and we knew about, fees, but we didn't know about all of them. And we didn't know where we could really be effective and efficient because quite frankly, I don't want to, it may sound like, pennies here and pennies there, but it adds up. And it certainly adds up if you're running, quite a bit of funds through there. So this is really important to know your numbers. We always talk to people about that. Know your numbers, and that means including your statements. So what are some other ways to actually find these hidden fees?
Well, that's where you get into the nitty gritty. So you get down into all these language items. Can we share the screen now, Lisa?
We can.
Cool. If we do that, I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So you got that?
Yes.
Very cool. Right. All right. So here we're looking at a statement from Swells Margo Schmank. And this is the section that I wanted to show you.
Okay.
And if we switch back to the second to last page here, we're going to see a breakdown of charges right here in the bottom. Now, I've scribbled a bunch of my notes on here because this is an actual statement from a merchant that's now with us, and this was their processing statement prior to their switch. And so how to find them, one of the great ways is to look at the legend, the fee legend. And if you can see this here, I will show you easily. But right here is where you can see the fee legend. And then you can see all through the statement where the breakdown is.
Got it.
Interchange charges are coming from Visa, MasterCard. Fees and surcharges may be coming from the bank, or they may be coming as kind of a combined fee. So this is where it gets a little tricky. But what I tell you, just to make this simple for you, is to get into the fee section and not necessarily the interchange, but look at each one of those fees and surcharges.
Wow.
And I'm gonna show you just one or two in here that seem to have snuck through for him.
Uh-huh.
And one of them is right here.
Wow.
So he's being charged for a statement fee. This is the paper statement fee I was telling you about. So if you get those digitally, you shouldn't pay for that. There's no sense of paying that additional fee for
Right.
something that you can receive as well. Here's another fee that most people are duped into believing that they have to pay or that the new guy won't charge. And so sometimes it's used as a tactic. Oh my gosh, you're paying a non-validation fee. Well, when you move over to us, then you're totally not going to pay that, which is true. And until you don't do what you need to do, and then it'll just start charging again.
Oh.
Fee is coming because this person did not complete a PCI survey, which tells the card brands that you know how to and your setup is compliant. What that means is that you're processing safely so you don't become a Target, you don't become a Home Depot, you don't get hacked into. There was over 500 million people that had their credit card data stolen.
Yeah.
And I think that was 2016. And anyways, so compliance is very important. Get educated on it. Maybe we could do another episode about that another time. Just let me know what you guys want to hear.
Yeah.
But this non-validation fee is easily removed with a 10-minute survey completion. That's it. And the new guy will come in and say, oh, we don't charge that. And then you'll get your statement. So look for those fees. Here's another one. I wish you guys could be with us on part 2. Because part 2, we're going to go into how to avoid, reduce, and even eliminate fees. So I can even show you a lot more to do with this, but I'm just going to leave this nugget right here real quick. But this Visa debit right here, I'm going to give you guys a little secret.
And is that a $160 charge?
That's right.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you about the Durbin Amendment, and that's for $8,000 of processing. They're charging. Some might think that that's not very high, 2% for a debit card, which it's really not. It's really not that high. 2% isn't. But this is one of the secrets, and it's in my book, 27 Secrets on How to Reduce Your Credit Card Processing. But this is one of the things that in 2012, they passed the Durbin Amendment. And in the Durbin Amendment, it regulated debit card pricing, which means that Visa is not allowed to charge you charge the processor over a certain rate. So the person who's making all this profit margin is Swells, Margot, Schmenk. And they're making all the money because the average rate of debit is 0.63%. So imagine a 300% markup on debit cards. Well, that's what's happening here. And this is one of the secret ways that you guys can cut your processing costs without doing anything but a phone call.
Wow.
They have these huge margins on debit cards. This is how Square makes tons of money.
Right.
Say, oh, it's flat rate, 2.75, when it only costs us 0.63, and it's 70 to 80% of low tickets are businesses that take mostly mostly debit cards. You can greatly reduce that. And I will show you how to do that in part 2.
Ooh,
but
awesome.
this is another area that I would say I'm passionate. What do you think, Lisa?
Yeah, I would.
I'm pretty passionate about this because this is the big business's way to stick it to the businessman.
Absolutely.
And we're small businesses. I spent years learning my industry and becoming an expert. And I want to help businesses like yours get wise on their tricks and how they keep a lot of the money that belongs to you, that you've worked hard to earn. And debit card pricing is one of those ways. So I would really drilling back into how to find them. Go over your fees. And if you need some help, reach out to your guy. If you don't like them, I'm happy to help. Utilize that free consultation. It's a great benefit.
Wow. That's very eye-opening. And that is, I'm sorry, but that's a big chunk. I mean, that is, you're looking at those fees. And again, when it comes to fees, which is, we don't want to pay, we want to pay only what we have to pay, right? Like, pay what we have to pay.
Mhm.
But when they're hidden, like we're talking about, and that there's ways around these, and again, connecting to the people who know what they know, right? This is why we surround ourselves with experts. This is
Mhm.
why we reach out to people who know their industry the best, because again, they can look out for us, right? Mark is brilliant at this. Orange Sock Pay, this is what they do. And I love that you take the business owner as the priority, right? The business owner comes first.
Mhm.
And that's what, that's why I want to share you with the world, because it's like, so many people just go blindly about every day just thinking that they have to pay all of these fees. And
Yeah.
it's about being smart.
I would say it's up there in my heart on one of the most disheartening things is when you come into a business that has had such distasteful experiences, either by their provider, their fees, their rep, their equipment, that they are repulsed by accepting credit cards. And here's an industry stat. Businesses that accept credit cards make 13% more than businesses that don't. And so if you have poor equipment, that's fixable. If you have a poor rep, even fixable. If you have poor pricing, fixable. It's all fixable. You can utilize that benefit, that convenience, that fast lane for your customer. My grandfather taught me this. His name, Smitty, taught me this when I was too young to appreciate it. And he said, when people are willing to buy, that should be the fastest process in the whole thing. And it's true. It's like, and how terrible is it that you're supported poorly, or the equipment's not right, or you're paying an atrocious amount of money for under a lease that you've got no options under, and it's for equipment that you've got no options at the end of, and you're tied into it, and then your rates are tied into it, and here you are just getting all the bad parts that don't even have to exist. And when you get the right setup, then you just get the benefits. Then you just get the fast next day funding, the great equipment that runs offline, or something like this, like the Clover Flex, which runs on the LTE network. So you can run your business anywhere in the country, access anything except chip.
So if you're mobile or you do events or anything like that, you have that right there ready to go.
Yeah, but it's more about like, so totally. And it's like, this is the way accepting cards should be, especially today. There shouldn't be contracts. There shouldn't be high fees. There should be ease access to top technology. And I love what you're doing here, Lisa, because the world needs to know. It surprises me how many small businesses don't know what's available to them, that they have access to great equipment. They don't have to lease it, that they got options, and that they don't have to be duped into these fees. They've got negotiation power, and that they can literally move all the pieces of the chessboard on their side whenever they feel like it, just by connecting with the right guy and getting the right setup.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I want to wrap this up with one last piece here, you guys. So this is part one. This is a two-part series. Part one is the hidden fees of credit card processing, which is learn the what, where, and how, discover what, where, and how to find them. Sorry about that.
That's right.
That's what we've covered today, right? Opening your eyes and understanding and discovering what these hidden fees are and how you can find them. But here's the thing, you guys. Part two is really critical. And for those of you watching, we're here on the International Association of Health and Nutrition Business Owners Facebook page. What we want to let you know is that part two is going to be held live on October 24th, October 24th in the private members group. So how do you get into the private members group? That's the question. Well, you can become a member of the International Association of Health and Nutrition Business Owners. It's an amazing organization, a professional association for community, collaboration, and education. And here's a perfect example of education. We believe that this is really, really important to educate our business owners on what is going on, how to run your business, how to be effective, and how to really be cost efficient, right?
That's
to be
right.
cost efficient. And this is a really, really key piece of it. So Mark is going to be diving deep into, this is really cool, deep dive, part two, how to reduce avoid, and even eliminate the hidden fees, you guys.
Peace.
Boom.
Get rid of them.
So
Hold
how
on,
to
hold on.
reduce.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what I'm sorry. I had to
Okay,
drop
that was
the
a
mic.
mic drop.
That was good.
So part 2,
Mhm.
hidden fees of credit card processing, how
That's
to
right.
reduce, avoid, and even eliminate them.
That's right.
Happening in the IHNBO Facebook member group. That's a private group for members only. So what do? How do you get in there? Well, it's very, very simple. I'm going to put a link in the comments below, www.iahnbo.org, iahnbo.org, which is International Association of Health and Nutrition Business Owners. .org. You head on over there. You guys, it's $27 a month. That's it. $27 a month. You have access to all of these education trainings. We always do 2 parts, right? One part to help understand what the issues are, and part 2, we do a deep dive. So come on over, join us for part 2, October 24th, happening at, we have 2 p.m. Pacific live, 2 p.m. Pacific live. It'll be posted in there. We'll let you know all about it. Make sure you get over there. And if you have any questions, please comment in the comments box below. But both Mark and I will be reviewing any comments, any questions. You'll have the link to Mark's scheduler, is that right? To book.
That's right.
The book, his very, very generous free 10-minute review for your statements. So you guys take advantage of that. Please reach out to Mark, take advantage of that. Have him take a look at what you have. It's about being educated and knowing what you're paying.
That's right.
Did I miss anything?
No, you got it all. You nailed it.
Nailed
And
it.
yeah, I love, and here's a little nugget. In an average of 13 minutes, we save 30%. So in that 10-minute consultation, you would save more than the investment into one of the hottest up-and-coming associations for staying sharp and keen on how to run your business sharp and lean.
Absolutely. No, that's a great analogy. And
so I think that's right.
I was actually surprised when you gave the percentage earlier. You're talking about businesses that use credit card processing make 13% more. Was that the right number? Was it 13%? And I'm actually surprised it's not more than that, because so many people now, they don't carry cash, they don't write checks, right? Like we're not a paper economy anymore, right? We're a digital economy. And
it's probably an upwards to 30%. That last number was a couple years old, so maybe it changed.
It's got to be higher than that. I was gonna say it because I mean, I honestly, it's very rare that I have cash in my wallet anymore. And I try and do it just to have it, but sometimes I forget.
I'd like to get it in the digital sector. If it's all online business, is what the increase is, and I think it's more per industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
Well, Mark, this was really eye-opening, and thank you for sharing and actually showing us a statement, like actually walking us through. You guys go back, review that, look at your statements, pull them out. We will see you on the 24th and the Facebook members group, the IHNBO members only group. We'll see you then. We're going to talk about how to reduce, avoid, and eliminate credit card fees, hidden credit card fees.
Hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Mark. So appreciate it. Great stuff as usual. We'll see you soon.
Goodbye. See you guys.